Hey, everybody. I don't know whether anybody can see this or will see this. I'm trying to test out Livestream. I didn't go to my hairdresser today or my makeup man, woman, whoever it may be. But I thought I'd test this out. I don't know if any of you are out there and maybe looking at this. If so, you might try the chat or let me know what you're seeing here. Hey, 1982. Are you hearing me okay on this thing? I'm just curious. This is the first time I've tried this. Does the picture look okay? I mean, I know I got some light back here in the background coming in from the front window, which I could fix. Oh, good. How about the streaming? Does the picture look okay to you guys? Hey, Ethan. Good, good. Thank you, guys. I might try some more of this. I don't have anything planned. Like I say, this is just a test. I don't know. One of these days, I'll figure out something to come on here and talk about, or maybe ask some questions and get back to this. But I'm glad you all are finding me real fast, and I'm glad that it looks good and sounds good to you all. Great, great. Good to hear you guys. Thank you. Good to see you, Les. Good, good. Glad to hear that, James. And 1982, BNSF 1982, Rodney, all you guys, glad you're chiming in, and glad this looks okay. I don't know. I don't think I have any Playboy magazines or anything in the background, but which is good because I didn't check that out ahead of time. But anyway, like I say, this is just going to be a test, and I'm really glad you guys are here. If you got anything that you want to ask me there, go ahead. We'll try and at least make this useful in some manner. Also, like to apologize for my lip right there. I don't know what I hit myself with something the other day and screwed myself all up. But anyways, glad to see all you guys. Chuck, James, Chinmay, Don. Well, it's good that you can hear me and see me there, Don, especially since you're uploading right now. I guess my connection must be pretty good. I was wondering if it would be good enough to stream. Bro 420, good to see you here. Yeah, BNSF 1982 is asking if we only sell N scale. And for those of you who don't know, yes, we only sell N scale. We can order HO and stuff. If there's anybody out there that's looking for HO or other scales, we can get HO stuff. We order every week, if not twice a week sometimes, depending on who the companies are. We can get it. It's just we don't stock it. We just don't have room to stock it. James is asking, did I manage to sell the buildings that I didn't want from my old layout? I actually haven't started yet, but just for you guys' information, and I'll do something a little more definitive on this in the way of a video. But I have figured out how to do an auction on my website. I've actually downloaded some software to do an auction on the website. So I think what I'm going to do is try a structure or try something on the auction on the website and see how that goes to answer that question. Chinmay, thanks for the comment on the layout. He loves the layout. I know many of you do, and I appreciate that. Don's saying that he can't hear or can't see me, but he can hear me. The rest of you see me okay? Thanks, Alex. Chuck wants to know if I can come and help him with my layout. I wish I had a dime for every time someone's asked me that question. I really wish I could get involved with somebody who was building the layout. I have several guys here in town, and all of them seem to be, one of them, it has had a completed layout and he's working on it. Another one has one that's totally completed, and the only one we really have to work on is the one at the fairgrounds, which all of us do together anyway. But yeah, I'd love to work on other people's layouts. And Alex, Faircloth, and Ethan, I'm glad apparently you can see me. Chinmay can see me. James can see me. I'm not sure what's going on there with who can't see me. GRE, I'm doing fine, and glad everybody's here. It's overwhelming to me that I just pop in here for just a minute to do this test, and I got so many people here checking it out. For some reason, my chat just disappeared on me. Not sure what that's all about. I'll have to check into that. Let me try looking a little bit here. There we go. It's back. Let's see. I got kind of lost there. It keeps going in and out on me, the chat, for some reason. I'll probably have to figure that out. Maybe ask some of these guys who are doing live and see why the chat disappears here. Let me look at this again. Participants, toggle timestamps. It's not really giving me any choices to do much of anything there. Sorry, I missed a bunch of you guys in there during all that junk. Yeah, glad to have everybody here. Hey, Eric. See you in there. Eric, I might have to get a hold of you and find out why my chat's going up and down, but we don't need to talk about that here. But glad to see you here as well. My chat has disappeared again. Pop the chat out. I'll try that. Let's see. Pop out chat. That helps. I think. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. I can narrow that up some. Eric, thanks for that. Yeah, that worked. That worked. Let me move it if I can. That helps a lot. I appreciate that, Eric. Thanks for the information. That works. Ethan Short, he's here, and I have said hi to him, I believe. Anyway, like I say again, glad to have all you guys here. You know, it astounds me, and I'm sure it astounds Eric and everybody else that Steve on It's My Railroad, he's fabulous at doing live streams. I'm going to suck at it. I'll be honest with you. I don't have very good equipment, and I don't have very good multitasking skills like these guys. So I'm actually going to be really slow at it. But I'll do the best I can for you guys, as I usually do. I'm going to, if you guys would do something for me, just hang tight right there. Let me go try and close this blind and see if that fixes up the picture a little bit. It's a little dark. Now let me see what this does. Ooh, that's kind of bad. Let me move that way over there. Or let me point this up in the sky, possibly. Yeah, that's not so good. I'll get all this lighting figured out at some point in time, guys. I hope. Hey, I appreciate that, Bro420 with the thumbs up. Every little bit hurts, as everybody knows out here in YouTube. Just to let you guys know too, not that it's a big deal to you guys, but we're approaching 8 million views, and we just surpassed 13,000 subscribers, which is, I look back on and it just astounds me. It just astounds me that people find me that interesting. Most people in real life don't find me too interesting, but I'm glad you're all here. Let's see. I'm not an N scale like most that's on here. Rodney, it's not about what scale you're in, buddy. It's about, do you have fun at it? And obviously you have fun at it, or you wouldn't be roaming the channels. I appreciate that, James. I appreciate that he says I'm doing a great job on the layout, and I appreciate that. And Dwayne, thanks. I don't know how awesome it is, but he says it's awesome. Good start. Love your videos. Let's see. Got to go too far. LDK 59, it says first time, it's great. Well, I appreciate that. Chinmay, I'm glad you stopped by. Stop in anytime. I'm going to try and announce these in the future. Obviously, this thing was like spur of the moment, like right out of the blue. I had to get, actually, I got my, just not that it matters to you guys. Oh, let me respond to Eric real fast. Eric is commenting about those sewing machines. It's kind of a little bit of a long story, but I was trying not to bore you too much. Robin and I years ago were involved in a Husqvarna. I guess you all are familiar with Husqvarna. They make all the chainsaws and the motorcycles, and they make sewing machines. We were involved in a sewing machine business, and I used to repair the sewing machines in my spare time while I was working for the phone company. My wife and another gal and another gentleman had the dealership here in Cruces. So consequently, we got started somehow collecting these toy sewing machines, and I would guess that we have about 40 or 50 of them around the house here somewhere. That's one of Robin's little room dioramas. That's a piece of original art back there with cats on it, our two cats that a gal made for us. This is Robin's card making area. Obviously, kind of like a gypsy wagon back there that she hasn't finished working on, that was given to her by her friend who recently passed away. You guys may have seen the video, the sad video where the tree fell on the house, and her friend died, and we had a bad streak there for a few days. But anyways, that's what's in the room here. If you got any other questions, guys, just pop them out there and I'll try to get to it. Hey, Eric, I know you're a motorcycle guy and a dune buggy guy. I never had a Husky, rode a Husky 500 once that a guy let me try and race. Also a Mako 501. The Mako 501 was I'll go into a little story, a drastic experience. I had two strokes all my life. Drag raced them, flat tracked, motocrossed for about 10 years. But a new one to me was when I started that 501, the guy had crashed and hurt himself, and he asked if I wanted to ride it. And I said yes. And I started it up, got in a group of about 35 guys, revved it up to about 10 grand, dumped the clutch, and it promptly threw me over the handlebars. And I couldn't figure out why. It was like somebody ran into the back of me. But when I, excuse me, guys, when I bump started the thing, or when I started the thing, it kicked back, and the stupid thing started running in reverse. I didn't even know that two strokes could do that. They started running in reverse, and when I dumped the clutch, it threw me right over and out on the ground, and it just went taking off back into the pit area. Kind of sucked. But anyway, Eric, yeah, nice that you had a 125. Every Husky they made was a good bike. Honestly, I don't think they made a bad bike. Same with sewing machines. You made great sewing machines. I don't think you can beat them in their sewing machine. Not that anybody needs to know about sewing machines, but one of the tests, or well, not one of the tests, one of the demos we used to do with the Viking sewing machines was we would sew on a yardstick. People were pretty impressed when you could sew through a yardstick, especially if they're paying $5,000 for a machine. But anyways, that's the little sewing machine stuff. Good to see you here, Eric, and go get that little gal. Let's see. I have a weed whacker backpack. Yeah, good. I have a leaf blower, a Husky leaf blower, and it works extremely well. I have a lawnmower, a Husky lawnmower, but it has a Honda motor. Hey, Edward, good to have you here for a first visit. No problem. Gerald, thank you. Mike Thomas, hey, dude, didn't I just see you live? I went over there and checked you out, I think, a while ago. You were running trains. Hey, Wolfgang, good to have you. Cool, cool. Good to see you up and running out there, Mike. I like what you're doing there, and I enjoy the fact that you're following me along. All of you guys, I'm glad you're following me along, and it's an honor really to have you guys all pay attention to what I'm doing. Good, GRE, I appreciate that. He said he posted a comment that will make me feel happy, and that's good. Anytime we can find some kind of enjoyment or some kind of fun out of something, I think it's a good thing. And really, fun is what keeps us all going in this hobby and in life. And I'm glad that everybody takes some enjoyment out of at least being here. Rick Bailey's asking me about what I have in the remainder of HO stuff. Oddly enough, Rick, we had that stuff for years and years, and I couldn't peddle it. I went to shows. Robin and I went to shows. We couldn't get rid of it. We had taken the HO site down, obviously, but guy wind up. Yeah, this is like a cartoon. Guy winded up and came up from El Paso. And he's in the military. He was in the military down there, and he just offered me a lump sum for all of it that I had out there. He looked at it, offered me a lump sum, and off it went. I also recently just dumped all of my G scale. G scale was not appealing to me at all. It was too hot, too cold, too windy, too dusty, too time consuming, too heavy, too big, too dusty. Dog peed on it. Dog ate it. Dog, it's like everything that can happen to a railroad will happen when you have it paced outside. So I got kind of tired of that and sold all that in a lump sum to a guy up in Albuquerque and delivered it to him a couple of weeks ago. GRE, I'm glad you got something out of learning how to do scenery from me. I really appreciate that, and glad that you found value in what I put out there. Let's see. Hey, Sparky. I figured you'd show up out here. You make the rounds on all these live shows. Good to see you here, buddy. How is it in Canada? Edward Lucas says he's getting into N scale and he has a million questions. He's a retired electrician due to a leg amputation. I'm sorry to hear that. And he wants to do DCC. Give me a call at the shop anytime. Ed, all you guys know that you can call the not tip line. It's not like I'm Crime Stoppers or something. It's a helpline. Anyway, the helpline is listed on our contact page. If you don't know how to get to that line, I would appreciate it if you call there, because that way it doesn't tie up the shop phone. But yeah, give me a call anytime. Bro 420. Yeah, most of all you must have fun in life, and I think we all do. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here conversing with each other. Hey, Wolfgang, yeah, don't think like you're the only one. I just happened to see my camera laying here. It's been laying here for 8 years, and I had to download some software. That's what I was getting to earlier. Robin and I just had to upgrade all 3 of the computers we use for the website, and to Windows 10, because as you all know, they're going to quit supporting 7 and 8 and all the other ones. And so we had to get them upgraded. And I found out my camera wouldn't work with the software that I had for the camera. So I just got done downloading that and thought I would give this live stream a test. And so far, it's working real well. And normally I'm not much of a long-winded talker, but you guys are keeping me going here, and I know I'm missing some of these comments, and I apologize for that. But like I say, I'm not a very good multitasker. Yeah, weather sucks on the East Coast. This year the weather sucked almost everywhere in the United States at some point in time, and that was from Hot Rod Rodney. Let's see, nothing but rain in Pennsylvania. That's no kidding. And we have my wife's aunt. Her uncle just passed away back there, and as you guys know, but anyway, her aunt still lives back there, and they've just had crummy weather. Oh, Fred is thanking me for my videos and stuff, and he's also thanking Robin for signing all the receipts by hand. It's just Robin and I here at the shop, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, and sometimes I'm kind of short with people who call on the phone, and I don't know, it's just my stupid nature. Uh, Always kind of been a loner, so when time presses me or something and I can't attend to people like I want, it kind of aggravates me. It's not you. But anyways, we still try to, or she still hand signs all the receipts. We do all the packing, all the shipping, all the labels. I do all the labels. In fact, I just got done doing labels right before this. I think we had about 30 packages going out today. So we do it all, and it's kind of time consuming, but it is what it is, and it allows me to afford what I like to do, and what I like to do is what you guys like to do, and that's play trains. Let's see. Dwayne is tired of the rain. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you, buddy. We go into a panic if we get any rain here. The only thing is sometimes we kind of do a little dance, and because we need to feed the trees and the bushes out here in the desert. Believe it or not, they need some water. BNSF 1982, yes, we do have Digitrax. I believe that we have almost all the Digitrax items, and we generally try to keep them in stock. Robin usually orders Digitrax about once a week. Rain every day in Georgia. Les Lane says, man, I feel for you guys. Mike Thomas says that he's learned a lot from the chats. You guys probably aren't going to learn a whole lot today, except Viking sewing machines and stupid crap, but because I don't have a plan today. But I promise when I go and do this again, I'll have a plan, and I'll probably wind up, like I say, I'm not very long-winded, so I might wind up doing my chats or my live streams maybe in 15 or 20-minute segments. I don't want to burn people out. I honestly really don't have enough tips and things to tell people usually to incorporate trying to teach you something while we're doing one of these live streams. But I'll do the best I can, and I'll think about it and come up with a plan. But there again, like I say, love to have you guys here. Crazy SDK is saying that he knows I'm into Unitrack, but he wondered if I thought there was a market in someone making, I believe, making hand-laid turnouts in N-scale and selling them. The answer to that is yes. Nobody wants to, well, not nobody. There are many guys who don't want to put the time. They may even have the ability, but they don't want to put the time into hand making switches. It all depends on if you can do it cost effectively. I would be willing to talk to you about that too. Let's see here. Don Martin. Hey, Don. Good to see you guys up and about. And everybody else seems to concur that there probably would be a market for someone who made handmade turnouts, and I agree. GRE, thank you for that. I'm glad that you're keeping me abreast of that because oh yeah, I can see it now. See, I'm not even aware of where stuff is on here, but he's telling me there was 42 people watching, and now we're down to 39. We've lost a couple. I've been live now for 24 minutes and 43 seconds. And I've got 14 thumbs up, and I really appreciate that, guys. LDK 59, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, he's saying that the chat is working out just fine. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't have enough to say and that I wouldn't be able to keep up with with the chat, and somewhere down the road I may not be able to, and I always feel bad. I go and look at live chats from a guy named Tundra Dude 34. Why? Because I have a Toyota Tundra. But he's very articulate in answering everybody's post on here, and I don't think I'll ever be as good as he is at it. Yeah, and Sparky's saying that normally do about 30-minute streams. I don't know if I can do it that long, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, I've been at it for 25 minutes here. Like I said, we need a topic. That's probably the best thing to do. I guess Don was having trouble with the feed or something. He said he closed down Google and reopened it, and everything looks fine now. That's good to know. Wolfgang, I do. I put him on the website today. He's asking, Mike, do I have any information when the N-scale SD40s come in from Intermountain? I assume that you're referring to the SD40-2. I don't know what all they have, but the SD40-2s, at least the ones we got, and we don't get them all. We only get ones that I think will sell because we have limited space to store stuff. But anyway, Wolfgang, to answer your question, we got some today. I think we got 2 Santa Fe's, a Norfolk and Southern, a CSX, and the UP. We got 2 of each one, and they're going kind of fast. As a matter of fact, I took one of each one of the Santa Fe's for myself. We're going to be getting 2 more to replace those, but that's all there was at our distributor, and their sound. Let's see. Edward Lucas is asking me, he says he thinks he wants to do code 55 Digitrax and sound, right? And so he's asking me, I don't have a very high opinion of sound, and most of you guys know that. I just don't think it scales down well. However, like I say, I just stole 2 sound locomotives from myself today that I can run out here at the fair, and our fair is coming up on the 26th through the 30th. And I wanted to run them out there. So I'll give it a shot and see if I can kind of get into this a little bit. Sparky's right. He's saying it's you guys are talking about being way hard to see all the chats all the time. I know pardon me, there's a lot of them out there. And pardon me, and I can't make all of them either. We are so busy all the time that I hardly have any time to do anything as far as looking at live streams and stuff. But I do look at a few. I don't comment too much, but I tell you one thing I always do is thumbs up them because I like the guys that have the wherewithal to do them, and I appreciate them. David Bragg wants to know how he can order from us. Dave, you can go to the website if you're doing N-scale, and I don't remember if you're doing N-scale or HO, but you can certainly call the shop, and or what the best thing to do, what I tell people to do is go in and set yourself up an account so that all your address information, everything's in there. You don't have to, it won't keep the credit card information. So, but it will keep all your address information and your billing address information and all that stuff. Then when you go in to do something, or if you call me on the phone, I can pull you up. That information will autofill, and then all I have to do is get a credit card. Or if you're ordering through the site, you can order and just put your credit card number in, and off you go. I hope that answers your question. Jerry's saying that most of the live streams that he's watched are a waste of time. I have the feeling on some that I have seen too that that's true to form because a lot of them are not informative. Some of them are informative, and some of them are just entertaining. And you have to kind of gauge what you want to get out of them. And Steve over at It's My Railroad, to me, he's just the most entertaining guy on YouTube. I love watching the guy. He's just a guy, man. He's just a guy, and he just talks, and he just says what he knows. He just talks about what he knows and what he's doing, the mistakes he makes, and how he goes back and fixes. And to me, that is so refreshing because I've been in this hobby so long that I avoid a lot of the things that he's going through, and I appreciate that he's making errors and he's going back and fixing it, and I just think that's a cool thing to show people, that is that it's okay to make errors and go back and fix stuff. Let's see, any news on Broadway Limited T1s? Absolutely not. I have no idea. I have two guys at the club that are chomping at the bit. Hey, Jack's out there. Good to see you, buddy. BNSF 1982. I don't know. I don't know if anybody even makes an HO container ship. That's a good question. If you could find out something about that, I could look into it. Matt Gillespie, good to have you on board, buddy. Glad you're watching the videos. Let's see. Yep. Les Lane says, Steve's a hoot. I agree. Steve is awesome, Dwayne says. Yeah, me too, man. I go there and thumbs up him every time. And I can't hardly not watch his feeds. Even if I watch them after they're done, man, I love the guy. Yep, it's my railroad. Chasco says it's my railroad, and that's Steve's channel. And just give him a little shout out. He's always good about giving me a shout out once in a while. And anyway, check it out. Sparky's saying that his live streams normally have a blunder or two. Well, expect me to have some in here. I know this is a family channel and we're going to want to keep it that way, but I'll relate to you guys' story if you don't mind me skipping some of these right now. When I worked for the phone company, we went downtown to do a career day one time. And I worked with a bunch of construction workers, and I still have to control myself and my filthy mouth. But a news reporter came in, and there was 4 of us there at our booth, and we had a splicing display going on and a fiber optic splicing display going on. And my second level supervisor asked who wanted to be on TV. Well, none of the other Hanyaks that was with me wanted to be on TV. I didn't necessarily either, but the reporter, he turned the reporter on to me, and he came over and talked to me for about 5 minutes about what we were doing. And I talked to him, and they put it on the news and all this stuff. But anyway, my second level came over after it was all over. And he said, so how did the interview go on with the TV station? And I said, Sam, you'd be really proud of me. I only said S and F 3 times. And I thought his jaw was going to fall off, but I didn't say it on there. But it's highly likely. My brain works in a strange way from being out in the field for 38 years. Whiskey Tango. I don't. He's asking if I'll be doing this weekly. I would like to get in some kind of a routine. Like I was saying earlier, and I think you probably missed it, is that I'm going to try and do a little planning and get some information out there in advance, and try and dress up a little bit for my T-shirt and scruffy hair, being in a hat all day, and all that. Set myself up for it a little bit. But guys, I'm going to have to cut this short because my grandsons, I went to get them at school before I did this, and their dad is going to be here any minute to pick them up. So I'm going to have to cut out on you, and I hate that. But man, it just overwhelms me that you guys are all here. I love it. I love it. Hey, Joe 323, how you doing? Good to see all you guys, and I think I'm gonna head out, guys. I hate to cut everybody off, but man, I appreciate you all being here. And it's like we say on the videos. Well, where's that dang camera? Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.